Hi PWR members, this is George Dyer with this month's Tech Corner. This month we're going to be delving into the exciting world of wearables. And wearables, if you're not familiar with the term, is a type of technology that you actually wear. So what we're familiar with, I think for the most part now, is the smartwatch. So this is a smartwatch that I'm wearing right here. And what this does is a couple of things. It does function as a regular watch. I'm going to take it off here so you can see it a little bit better on the camera. So it does function as a regular watch, but also it's a very powerful communication tool that allows you to do a lot of different things. You can connect it to your phone if you want to. So you could actually connect it with this via Bluetooth, and that allows you to read text messages, reply to text messages, reply to emails, answer calls, all of those kinds of things. It's basically just an additional display on your wrist. The interesting thing about this one, though, this is a model called the Samsung Gear S. And what I like about this watch specifically is that it has its own phone number and it has its own a SIM card, which comes from your cell phone carrier. So what that does is it allows you to make a phone call with this watch. It has a speakerphone on it, or you could be using like a Bluetooth headset. But what this does is it allows you to make a call utilizing the cellular service built into the watch. So I wouldn't even need to have my phone. My phone could be in my car, it could be back at the office. If I left it at home by accident, I can still get have phone functionality and make and receive phone calls. The other interesting thing about this is that it allows you to forward your phone automatically. So as soon as the Bluetooth connection between these two devices is broken, meaning that they're far apart, then this will automatically receive the phone calls that people make to my cell phone. So, and I think that's kind of a neat feature for a real estate agent, because you could, literally be rushing out of the house. Your phone's charging somewhere. You have this watch on. You're on your way to, an open house or something, and you could just utilize this. You wouldn't even really need to carry your phone with you. So I think that's kind of an exciting thing. So I wanted to show you kind of how this works as far as making a phone call. It does all kinds of other things, but one of the things that's really nice is I can just dial by voice or using the keypad, so either way. And let me go ahead and make a quick call. So I'm going to go ahead and just dial our number here at Pacific West so you can see how this would work. So I just dialed the number. I'm going to hit send here. You can see the little cell phone pop up here, the regular dialogue.
Thank you for calling the Pacific West Association.
And our call is connected just as it normally would be. So that's a really neat feature of this. I think for many people, especially people that might not want to carry their phone around with them all the time, this is a really handy thing to have, especially for real estate agents for the mobility factor. As I said before, it also has a web browser. It has all kinds of interesting little things that it does. Sports tracking is a big part of these kind of devices, so it will tell you, how many steps and calories and all that stuff. It will tell you your heart rate and has an oxygen sensor and all that kind of stuff. So the sports part of it, of course, is a big feature as well. So there are a lot of neat things that you can do with it. The other watches, there will be a number of them coming on the market this year, and a couple of the other ones I wanted to talk about. First one is probably the biggest one that we expect to come out, and that's going to be the Apple Watch. And the Apple Watch, it's on their website, so if you're interested in maybe seeing how it works or seeing what it is, you can take a look at their webpage. Basically, the Apple Watch is very much a companion device to the iPhone. So this one is something that you can definitely pair with your phone and do all kinds of things with, which is kind of cool. Again, it is a companion device. This one is not meant to be a replacement for your phone itself. And in fact, it will not make phone calls like the Samsung watch. So again, that's the differentiating factor with this device. There's also another watch available, which is really nice, called a Moto 360. It's a watch that works with all Android phones. So it's kind of a middle ground between this and the Apple Watch, the forthcoming Apple Watch. It uses something called Google Wearables, which is kind of a new operating system. And all of these devices, no matter what you decide to buy, if you go this route, they all use specific apps that are made for wearable devices and made for watches. So the Facebook app that you have installed now on your phone, you'll install a different version of the Facebook app on the watch, and that's primarily because of the screen size of the watch, as well as the movement and the swiping and that sort of thing that you have to do on the device in order to use it, the functionality of it. So so there are a lot of options out there, and for agents, I think this is a really exciting category. There are a lot of new things that are happening in the mobile space, and these are really good things that you might want to think about testing out. The other thing is, clients really like agents that are using these kinds of things. It shows, very forward thinking and all of that. And a lot of these devices your clients will not have yet. So to be able to make a call on a watch or respond to a text message on a watch, I think would really impress a lot of clients. They would probably look at that and think it's very sort of futuristic, Star Trek-like, and that's kind of neat. One other thing that is very interesting about this is if you receive a text message or an email, you can very quickly glance at your wrist for just a quick second, and you're not really breaking the communication that you have with the client. Whereas when we pick up our phones, it's kind of a no-no when we're talking to someone, when we kind of divert our attention away to read a text message or something. So this does give that kind of nice social feature as well, where you're not really having to look away. Anyway, so this is George Dyer with this month's PWR Tech Corner, and these are wearables.